Welcome to Truth Beyond Theory, Raw and Uncut, Part 3. Now, what's the buy or sell, right? Remember, Revelation mentions the mark of the beast 6 times, but it only ever mentions the buy or sell part once, which is actually introduced from the beast out of the earth, by the way, because you have the beast out of the sea with the 7 heads and 10 horns, and then I saw another beast coming out of the earth, and it's that beast that introduces the mark of the beast. And I'm going to break down what the beast is. And I mean, just to hint it away, the beast, Islam, by the way, the system of Islam. But I'll get into more detail about that in another video. So what's this buy or sell? Well, when Islam was becoming a dominating force over the years, when the Ottoman Empire and these Islamic empires were dominating the Middle East, dominating Africa, when this was happening, they imposed the jizya tax. They imposed the jizya tax that was mainly imposed on Jews and Christians, and it was and you don't see this nowadays because we're living in a modern world where a lot of this stuff doesn't really happen anymore. But I mean, we've all watched movies and shows and all these things of different kingdoms and stuff back in the day, like Games of Thrones and all these different things. And we've seen how they used to operate back in the day. Well, reality was no different. And when the Ottoman Empire was, ruling and dominating that part of the world, they forced a lot of people to convert to Islam. In fact, devshirme is a practice by the Ottoman Empire in which they used to take Christian boys. Look this up. They used to take Christian boys and convert them to Islam for jihad. They used to put them into their armies and as janissaries. Look that up. Look up the word janissaries and look up devshirme. Pause this video and look those up. And so when the Bible talks about this stuff, the mark of the beast, they cannot buy nor sell, it's not about the future. It's something that already happened in the past. It already happened. They've already been wearing the Bismillah and the Shahada on their right arms and foreheads. On it has, in the name of Allah. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. So all of this stuff has already been happening. And they've already been forcing Christians. I mean, right now, in these little villages, the Christians that are living in these Muslim countries, they're getting persecuted as we speak. Our brothers and sisters are facing mass persecution. But you don't see this stuff on the news. You got to really dig deep and research this stuff. I mean, I have tons and tons of videos of all of these things on one of my other laptops. And I used to post a lot of those videos on YouTube. I used to cut and edit it and show all these things, but I took that channel down years ago. Excuse me. So, when it comes to the buy or sell, that's what it's talking about. That's what it's talking about, because Christians and Jews, and mainly Christians, during that time when the Ottoman Empire was becoming a dominant force, they were forced to convert to Islam or pay the tax or, face the penalty of death. That's what that was. That's exactly what that was. Look it up. Look up jizya. Watch my previous videos and look that stuff up. And so that's what it was talking about. So this is why when we, the people nowadays, when they talk about the mark of the beast, they think it's something that's still going to come, and they think it's going to come to America, and that we're going to be forced to wear this thing. You got to remember, it's such a silly theory, man. It's frustrating. Um, it's not going to come to America. It's not going to happen to the Christians here in America. It's not something that's going to be forced upon us. It's something that already happened. It came. It already happened. The force of the, of the mark of the beast had already happened. And it's also not necessarily forced, because remember, this is the only verse that says this. Go read the other 5 verses that talk about the mark of the beast. It's something that is accepted. It's something that is worn. It's something that is accepted. And by accepting it, they then start to worship the beast and his image. So if it's AI, if it's all these different things, then who's the beast and what's the image? And by the way, the image, I'm actually revealing that in these upcoming series, the image of the beast. You're gonna enjoy that video, because that video is gonna have the music and the video, or the pictures and all these different things and all of the details, and I'm gonna dive deep into that. You're gonna love it, so stay tuned for that. So those are the 5 verses. None of them mention buy or sell or force. It's something that's accepted. And see, the thing about it is that you got to remember, forced, it doesn't necessarily mean like I'm making you do it type of force, right? It's almost like when you see someone convert to Islam and take it seriously, the women, for example, they have to wear the hijab, right? They wear that the headpiece with the dress, right? They're not necessarily forced into it, but it's like forced, if you get what I'm saying, right? Same thing with Muslims, right? They have to pray 5 times a day. When they say Muhammad, peace be upon him, is always followed by his name, right? These are things that are not forced, but forced, right? They have to wear the thing that they wear on their head, or they color their beard, right? It's not forced, but it's forced. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So when it talks about forces those they cannot buy or sell, things like that. That's another thing about even with zakat. Zakat is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. I actually talk about that in the next upcoming series, the image of the beast. Look up zakat. Even that could be associated to the buy or sell in Revelation 13. So, these are the things that when the Bible talks about the mark of the beast, these are all the things that it's speaking of. It's about that part of the world. It's speaking about that part of the world. Because all of the context in the Old Testament, in Isaiah and Jeremiah and Ezekiel, even Ezekiel talks about the Gog and Magog war, right? All of these Armageddon and stuff, right? It talks about all these future wars. Well, when God is, when the Lord is on earth fighting all of these nations, which are all Islamic nations, it's the consistency that we need to stick to. Why would the Lord be fighting Islamic nations, but then the mark of the beast be AI that's in America? Come on, man. It's so frustrating. And it's what gets views. Because if I preach this once and I reveal it once, then that's it. It's revealed the one time. But if it's AI and technology, then I can keep making videos and videos and videos and videos. Oh, it's this, it's this, and this, and we can keep on going. It just makes it fun and popular, and I can stay relevant. But that's not what it's talking about. Not at all. All right, well, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope that you enjoyed Raw and Uncut. I'm just trying to do something a little different. And if you ever want to, dive deep into this, send me a message. And, I'll respond. I love talking about this stuff. All right, well, see you guys later.